Hello, everyone. What is going on? My name is Tanner here from Aim to Entertain, and also with me is.
Evan, hi. Occasionally back.
Yeah. So, what are we doing
And
today?
we are talking about San Diego Comic Con because it is, well, depending on when you see this, either happening, about to happen, or just finished. And
Thanks. Thanks. I
yeah,
appreciate that.
we're covering all the different time zones here for when you could be watching this. So basically, the main event of Comic Con is usually the Hall H panels for more specifically Warner Brothers and Marvel, since they are back this year. No Star Wars, which, after this past week, they could really use some help. But nonetheless, we're going to talk about some of our predictions for what the Warner and Marvel Studio panels are going to have in their presentation and go over a few of the other panels that they have that also relate to movies. So we're going to start off. The schedule is already on their website. It's been up there for a little bit now. So if you're interested in our coverage of the con, since I will be there and be crapping my pants and sleeping on the floor the entire weekend, I will be there to give you guys updates on the Twitter account as things happen. If I'm not too busy crying, if something cool happens. So the first thing that we're going to cover is Warner Brothers because that's the first up on Saturday at 11:30 a.m. I'm assuming it's from San Diego time, so adjust accordingly if you want to see some of the tweets that I will be posting. And yeah, so we're going to start off with not just DC because they have a bunch of different movies that they're bringing. The panel is moderated by Conan O'Brien, who I think is a bigger improvement than last year's Aisha Tyler, one of those two. Um, I like Conan. He's cool. He's funny,
That'll
and
be very interesting.
it'll be very funny considering he probably doesn't know much about comic books, but he is a funny guy. So the first thing that they are going to presumably present, if I'm going through their schedule and they follow this order, is Wonder Woman. They're going to bring out Gal Gadot, Chris Pine, Connie Nielsen, and director Patty Jenkins. And I'm just going to say that they're just going to show a trailer and talk about the movie a little bit. They might not even talk about it, just show a trailer, like bring the cast out, show a trailer, then leave. But I'm assuming for sure we're gonna get like an exclusive trailer because it's too soon for like a public trailer
Mhm.
unless it leaks. I think they're just gonna show a Comic Con trailer, maybe talk about it for like a minute or two, and then move on. Am I crazy here? Am I in the same ballpark as you?
I don't disagree. I think that they will show something, whether it be a trailer or simply just footage or a clip from the movie. I don't know. Because they really seem to be pushing Justice League 2. So I feel like they could show something off it for Justice League,
Right.
but they also could be hesitant to do that because their next movie is Wonder Woman and they don't want to
After Squad, of course.
overshadow. Yeah, yeah.
So, like for Wonder Woman, I think that if like whatever footage they do show, because they've already shown public footage back in a few months ago on the CW when they
That's
did
true.
that event, so they're not shying away from the fact that this movie does exist, even though it is further out than Suicide Squad. But it is the next movie out, and Suicide Squad is around the corner, so they'll probably do a Comic Con trailer, much like they did last year for Suicide Squad. It'll probably leak, and you'll probably see it later in the afternoon. And if it doesn't, then that's going to be a surprise because Warner Brothers isn't very good with covering their leaks. But what can you do? So Wonder Woman, we're probably going to get some footage. I think we're both in agreement there.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Suicide Squad, which is going to bring out all the casts. That's too many of them if you to read out, and they're going to bring out David Ayer, which is cool because last year they just showed up for 10 seconds and then they left. And well, they did show the trailer, but the actual cast themselves, they're probably going to talk about the movie like how they did last year with Batman v Superman. Um, I don't think they do Q&As for Hall H panels, but you never know. But it is going to be interesting to see what they talk about. But I'm 90% sure they might show the movie because the movie's right around the corner, and it's been getting some good buzz closer to the movie, which is a good sign because Batman v Superman started hearing some lukewarm reactions before the movie came out. But I think they're going to show the movie.
During their panel.
Well, they can't show the movie during the panel
Okay,
because
so it'd be an alternative
it'd be in
thing.
some other place,
Okay.
but it would definitely be at some other theater s thing outside.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I don't disagree about anything with Suicide Squad. I think they will bring out the cast for sure. They might talk a little bit about it, but like you said, being 2 weeks away, they probably won't have much to say. They've already said most of what they'll have had to say at this point, so there's not much more going on in the world of Suicide Squad, I guess.
Yeah, their marketing is in full swing at this point, and
Hmm.
if they do screen the movie, which I kind of hear a few things that they might, but and it wouldn't be the strangest thing because last year with Star Wars, they took people out and they had the orchestra play the music,
Right.
which was a really cool thing to see. But it's not a movie, but the movie is 2 weeks away, so they're getting really close to it.
Hmm.
So that's why I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
So next would be actually the Lego Batman movie. They're gonna bring out the director Chris McKay and then Will Arnett, who's obviously the Lego Batman.
Hmm.
They showed a teaser earlier in the year, like two of them,
Yeah.
both great stuff, and I think they'll probably just premiere a trailer here. I don't think it'll be exclusive. I just think they'll put it out there, and it'll probably be available after the panel's over.
Hmm. That's a movie I'm really looking forward to, and I do think they'll show a trailer. Like you said, they showed the two teaser trailers, like, what was it, back to back. One released one day, and then they released another like the next or something, or the next week. So they'll definitely show something from the movie. But when's that release? Is that
I think it's early next year,
okay?
but since they've already shown something, maybe they'll put an exclusive trailer. I don't know, but
Yeah, it's possible.
there's not too much on it other than the director and Will Arnett showing up, so I don't expect too much of a big presence. I think they're just showing it because it is Comic-Con and it is Batman.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get that out there a little bit. So next we're getting off of the superhero thing for a bit. We'll get back to it later for DC. But Charlie Hunnam, who's gonna be King Arthur in King Arthur: Legend of the Sword. That's all that they have on that. So I don't know how far they're into filming. I don't know what their presence is gonna be like. Usually, if it's like a movie that they're just getting in there, it'll probably
Hmm.
be in the beginning
Yeah.
if they don't follow this just to like get it out of the way because they need to advertise it because Comic-Con is part of their marketing at this point. And since I didn't even know this movie was happening, yeah, they'll probably show a teaser or something that's Comic Con only, much like they did for Warcraft. Universal did, or Legendary might have done Warcraft. I don't know, but they did a Warcraft trailer like last year that was only there, and that movie is arguably bigger, but it's still something that they're not afraid to show big movies just that aren't superhero related, like trailers that are exclusive. So I
Right.
wouldn't be surprised if that gets a exclusive trailer.
Hmm.
But that's about it for that. I don't. Do you see them doing anything else for that?
I have no clue what you're talking about, so I'll just say no. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Totally.
King Arthur: Legend of the Sword from Warner Brothers. So
Sure.
it is directed by Guy Ritchie, who did Man from U.N.C.L.E. last year.
Oh yeah.
So that
Okay.
was a fun movie. So that
They
might
also
be
showed
something
that
cool to
last year,
check out.
didn't they?
They might have, yeah, I think they did because they had what's his face, Super Henry Cavill there.
Yeah.
So no surprise that they did that. So next is Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, John Goodman, Corey Hawkins, and Jason Mitchell, and the director Jordan Weird Vog Roberts. That's a weird name. Fog Robert, whatever. Okay. For Kong Skull Island. Now this is something I'm excited about because Kong is tied into the whole Godzilla verse at this point, and they have some pretty good actors attached to it. So they'll definitely show a trailer because they've already said that in like a few days. Yesterday they put out this little teaser clip thing, so they're definitely showing off a trailer, and that'll go up after. You have Loki, and you have a potential Miss Marvel there, so that's interesting. Tom Hiddleston switching to the Warner Brothers lot for this year, which maybe they'll do something cool with that since he is such a high presence at Comic Con. But yeah, Skull Kong Island, whatever. They changed that thing like 15 times.
Sure.
King Kong, Skull Island, whatever. It's about King Kong. He's cool, and he's gonna smash some stuff. That's all about all I think that they're gonna do.
Yeah, I think they'll show something, like you said, because they have been dropping those pictures. It has a
Mm-hmm.
pretty good cast going into it, so I'm
Yeah, it
really
does
excited
for
for
sure.
it. And like you mentioned, it's in the Godzilla universe, which was set up by Gareth Edwards, who's directing Rogue One. So you know what? I'll buy it. Let's just, yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, definitely. And rounding off the panel of the day for Warner Brothers is David Yates with the cast of Fantastic Beasts, who includes Ezra Miller. Oh, well, interesting.
Hmm.
Hmm. For yeah, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the new Harry Potter spin-off, which I'm excited about because I'm a big fan of Harry Potter. I mean, more so when the movies were still relevant because it's kind of ended. But I do think this idea is cool. They're pushing a trilogy, which I think, is to take it easy, but it is Harry Potter, so it'll get the money from the brand name. But they'll probably show a trailer, some exclusive footage. I think they said they are going to show some footage, which is cool. I definitely look forward to seeing that. Um, Definitely like other than superhero related for Warner Brothers, probably the most excited for, and then Kong. But yeah, they definitely they'll have a presence there for sure.
Yeah, this is one of those properties that I wasn't a big fan of Harry Potter. I never got into it. I watched like one or two of the movies, and I just, but they were of course when I was younger. So, but this thing has me excited. I've liked what I've seen so far, and so I kind of want to go back and watch Harry Potter now,
I mean, you
just so
don't
I know what
have
in the
to.
world was going on. Yeah,
It is
but
a
it would give me a
spin-off.
better understanding
Yeah, like they've
of
already
the
name
world
dropped
and
Dumbledore, so
yeah,
you're gonna get those links in there, and
right.
but it is set in America, which is interesting, an entirely new area, and it's gonna be interesting to see what they do there.
Yeah.
So something that isn't on the schedule, but we're almost 100% sure they have to do something for it. It's one of those last thing moments is that they're gonna have something for Justice League. I
Of
mean,
course.
you already have Ben Affleck said they'd be there, and he's only has one thing that's not even worth him going to. That the fact that he said he's there, it has to mean Justice League. You already have Wonder Woman there for Wonder Woman, and then you have Ezra Miller who's already there for Fantastic Beast. I don't think they'd bring out Henry, even if they did have a presence there,
Hmm.
because they're trying to keep that. We all know he's alive, because
His
spoiler
name
alert.
is on the cast though. His name is like
Yeah, it's
in the
there.
releases that, or the cast releases that they've announced. His name is right after Ben Affleck.
Sure, but you just have to assume that they're trying to make it, oh, maybe it's this thing or that thing, and maybe he's
That's
not
true.
alive. But spoiler alert, the movie came out today on Blu-ray, so if you don't want any spoilers either way, at the end of Batman v Superman, he dies, and then the dirt rises out of the coffin thing.
What's that
So
mean?
it means that Lois is an alien, and the dirt attracts to her, clearly.
Whoa.
Yeah, scoop confirmed right here.
Hmm.
So they're probably gonna do some concept art of like, well, not concept art because they've already done concept art. They're probably gonna show the Justice League picture that everyone wants. They
Hmm.
want to see everyone in costume, like officially, minus Superman because he's in the ground. Um, and there's like I think there's like a 50-50 chance that they actually show what they showed from those set visits back in London.
That yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking they will show those scenes probably exclusively,
I think it'll be one scene.
but
I don't think it'll be all the scenes that they showed. I
right. I
think they'll show
think
one.
if they were to do any, it would probably be I would say the rooftop scene with
I was
all
gonna say
the
the
three.
Flash one,
That's
but
possible too. But
that's possible too because you have more Justice League characters in there, and that's
yeah,
what people want,
right.
and that'll certainly blow the roof up in terms of reveals and exclusive footage.
Yeah.
But Zach will probably come out, and you'll probably have the cast who's there because I don't see Ray Fisher, or Jason Momoa, unless Jason Momoa's there for something else, but because I don't see Ray Fisher having any work other than those main guys.
Right.
But it'll definitely be interesting to see how they handle Justice League and I hope they deliver. It's gonna be interesting because right now Batman v Superman is in a interesting situation. I mean, the Ultimate Edition was released and it seems to be getting more praise, but it's still on a bumpy start. So they're gonna push Suicide Squad and they're gonna push their Wonder Woman and then they're gonna tease their Justice League and hopefully it pays out for them. And they have all the other movies in between that for the most part, thankfully, are all kind of interesting, minus the exception of King Arthur for me, really.
Yeah. They have a good lineup going into this year, so I'm excited to see what they're able to do.
Yeah, hopefully it delivers. So next at 2 p.m. San Diego time, I'm assuming we're just gonna base it off that. I'm not gonna say that every time, but just as a heads up, there's gonna be a Star Trek panel for like the 50th anniversary. Now we're not gonna cover this as much because there really isn't anything they can reveal. They'll
Hmm.
probably talk about the TV show that they're doing, coming to CBS All Access. They'll probably not talk about anything for the feature movies since they just released a press release about the fourth one and Beyond is premiering like what is it tomorrow? Is tomorrow Wednesday?
Yeah.
Tomorrow is Wednesday. The movie's premiering tomorrow there in San Diego. Um, but yeah, it's an hour panel, which is interesting. They're gonna have William Shatner there, and I'm assuming a lot of the other, original actors. But I think this is more of a celebratory panel
Hmm.
than a future Star Trek film panel. So it'll definitely. I'm gonna have to sit through it. If they don't screen Suicide Squad, then I'm gonna have to sit through it. So hopefully it's good.
Yeah. I think they obviously won't show anything, but they might talk about the fourth one a little bit more with that press release and people being confused. They might talk about kind of how that storyline's going to play out a little bit. Not in great detail, of course, so you don't want to give away any spoilers, but just whether it's going to be like a time travel adventure or some
Right.
weird alternate dimension thing or, stuff like that. They'll definitely talk about the TV show a little bit, I feel. Because that's next year, right? The TV show?
I
So,
don't know when it is, but they are talking about it, so it is going to be interesting to see what they say
mhm,
because, Star Trek hasn't been on TV for a while. It's mostly been movies at this point.
right. Does that
Maybe they
actually
end up
tie into the
That's
movies?
what I was just going to bring up. Maybe they'll do like a sort of crossover thing because they are all about time travel at this point.
Right,
So maybe they'll do like an event thing where they tie in, but I don't see it being because movie and TV tie-ins like at that scale haven't been done yet. I mean, there's like crossovers between characters, but interlocking story points between shows and movies.
right.
That's even for Star Trek. That's something that they're gonna have to. If they plan on doing it, then that's gonna be a hard thing to pull off.
Yeah, for sure.
So that does it for Star Trek, since we already can't really go much into that. So next there's Aliens at 3:15 to 4:15 p.m. And it's just the 30th anniversary celebration thing. James Cameron and the producer joined Sigourney Weaver and Bill Paxton and all those and most of those guys at like a look back at the movies, and they'll probably talk about the new one a little bit. You don't talk about aliens in the 30th anniversary and don't bring up what's ahead.
Hmm.
So it'll probably be like a look back at what they've done. And I've only seen one Alien movie. I've seen the first one and I really like it. So I'll probably end up seeing Aliens. I heard they're just gonna retcon like the next few, so there's no point of seeing it anyway. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they talk about there. Hopefully, we get some cool insight into the next few movies. But there's not really much to talk about when it comes to this one.
Yeah. Um, I'm on the opposite boat as you. I have seen Aliens, I just haven't seen Alien.
Hmm.
So I think
Wrong order
Prometheus
there, bud.
2, that's an alien. That's part of the alien world, right?
Prometheus and its sequel is called Alien. So at this
Okay.
point, Prometheus is just like some weird decision that they ended up making.
Yeah, okay. So they'll definitely talk about their
The
future
next one.
projects a little
Mm-hmm.
bit, but um,
For sure.
I don't. Maybe a few pictures because they are filming,
Concept
right?
art. Yeah,
Or
concept
concept
art
art.
and maybe some really early footage, like
Mm-hmm.
undone special effects, but in a movie like that, I don't know if you'd want to show that.
Yeah.
Because the whole alien portion is CGI, no, without a
Right.
doubt.
Right.
So yeah, Aliens. I like the first one. I'll probably end up seeing Aliens like on the flight over to San Diego, so I can at least care about it a little bit more. But yeah, that's about it. There's not much to talk about for Aliens. The next panel has doesn't really have anything to do with movies. It's about Entertainment Weekly, women who kick ass. Um, yeah, there's just a few actresses from different shows. I mean, there's someone from Wonder Woman there, Game of Thrones, Gotham. So I mean, if you're into that, I'm gonna probably gonna sleep through that because I'll be tired.
Mm-hmm.
But the main event really in the afternoon is the Marvel panel, so that's next. That's from 5:30 to 6:45, and it's just basically Marvel's panel. This is probably gonna be their last panel that they do, which is a shame because they have D23 now. But hopefully they go out with a bang, and if it is their last one, they most likely will. So we'll probably run down movie releases by the closest one. So the first one up would be Doctor Strange. You're getting a new trailer for sure. I really
Yeah.
think you're
Yep.
probably getting a new trailer that's public for everyone because
Yeah.
we got a teaser a while back, and it's about time that they release the next one. And it'll probably be a full length trailer. They'll probably listen to what the criticisms and the highs and the lows of the first teaser and apply that to their marketing at this point. But you're definitely getting a trailer. Maybe you get Benedict Cumberbatch coming out because he has Sherlock the next day. So if he's not there for one and he's there for the other, that'll be weird. But I definitely think he'll come out and maybe they'll talk about it. They'll have the cast out probably. Talk about it for a little bit since it's the next one up, movie wise, and then yeah, they'll move on to the next movie. So am I missing anything there? You think they'll do?
No, I definitely think you're getting that trailer though, um, because when we were planning this video out, I was thinking, okay, so what does Marvel have up? And Doctor Strange, of course, is first, and I was thinking, there's no way we don't get a trailer.
Hmm.
At least you guys that are there will get something there.
I think everyone's gonna get something.
I do think everybody will get it, but
We might
if
get it like
not, you're for sure getting a trailer. There's a trailer dropping no matter what.
there's gonna be Doctor Strange stuff,
Yeah.
without a doubt. All right, so the next movie I believe after that would be Guardians 2, right? I'm I will check, but I do
Yeah.
think it's Guardians 2. So in the case that it is Guardians 2, what they've James Gunn already confirmed they're going to be there. Zoe Saldana's going to be there. Chris Pratt's going to be there in the panel. I don't think they'll spend much time there because I mean it is an hour. What's over an hour actually? So that's interesting. It's only over an hour by like 15 minutes, but still that's 15 minutes that they could blow our socks off.
Hmm.
But they'll be there. They'll show footage, probably some unfinished footage. He's already said that it'll be exclusive to Comic Con. They've already got new technology to prevent leaking, which Celebration could have used. But hey, we're not taking shots at Celebration. Um, so you'll definitely get an unfinished trailer because they've already done filming. And last time they went, they had 2 weeks of filming and they showed something. So you're gonna get something there. The public, I wouldn't say so because he's already said no,
Right.
but you'll get people's reaction to what they show, and hopefully it's cool. And they did release some concept art earlier in the week of the new Guardians, which includes Mantis, a new character, Yondu, the returning character from Guardians 1, and Nebula, who's also returning. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But yeah, I think that's about it. They're just gonna come out, show an exclusive trailer, and that's it.
Yep. I apparently missed the concept art that you're talking about. I know you mentioned it. I just did never look at it, but yeah, you guys will get something, I'm sure.
Yeah, so that'll be cool. Next up, like order wise, is Spider Man, but that's a Sony property, so I don't think they're gonna do
I
anything.
don't know. I think they might. They
I
might possibly. I know it's Sony property,
Because
but
Sony's not even going. They dropped.
right, but they could give the Marvel the go ahead and talk about it, seeing as it's their movie. Sony doesn't have to be there to give
It's
the
possible, but
right.
they are
Yeah,
the ones paying for it too.
yeah,
So it is a Sony movie co-produced by Marvel. So
right.
I
But
don't know how that
Marvel with
works.
creative control, I think they know that Marvel kills it at Comic Con usually, and it'd be a surprise if they don't at least talk about it a little bit. I don't think
Because
they'll show
there's
anything
set
probably,
pictures.
but
Maybe you'll get like a poster, but I don't think anything
maybe.
special.
Right.
Because I don't know. That's a gray line when it comes to how this Comic Con things work with the Sony
Yeah,
movie.
that's true.
Because it's really the first time I think that's ever happened.
Right, right. So it could go either way,
It could
really.
go, yeah. But I'm leaning more towards the fact that they won't do anything. They'll address it because they're like, hey, people want Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a big deal. He was a big hit in Civil War. Here's this, or we can't show you this because we can't do this because of our contracts and stuff. But
Right.
you'll get some more stuff. Maybe they'll just release it outside of the con to coincide with their panel.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe they can't show it off, but they'll still have something released,
Makes
like on a
sense.
Twitter account.
Yeah.
So next up is, and I think this is where the information stops as regards to movies that are currently being made, and that's Thor 3, Thor Ragnarok. They're filming it right now. I think they'll be a few weeks into filming by the time Saturday rolls around.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably not going to bring anyone out. That's what they're probably filming, so they're probably busy right now. You'll probably get the director on like the big screen or something talking about the movie, who his recent movie, The Hunt for the Wilder People, I just saw, and it was actually pretty good. It's got like 100 and something plus reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's still at 100% fresh. So it's
Dang.
definitely it's being well received. So that and he seems to be if the movie is a buddy cop movie, as we've heard, Hunt for the Wilder People showed that he's really good at that because that's essentially what the movie is, and it's really funny and it's really charming, and I recommend anyone if you guys can go out to see that because it is limited release, I believe. I'm not exactly sure how that's
I
gonna
know it's
work.
definitely not playing here as of right now. So there's that.
Yeah, I saw it at an early screening and I had to drive a little bit away for that. So if you could see it, I would recommend seeing it. So if that recommendation gets you excited for Thor 3, then hey, go for it because I think this is probably gonna be the best Thor movie we have.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't think they're gonna show footage. I think it's a little too early. They might
Yeah.
because after Guardians, anything is possible. But they might show concept art or something. Like we already got when the announcement came out of who's going to be in the cast. We got concept art of Hela, the villain, in like Asgard on the Rainbow Bridge or something. So you might get some like concept art of like maybe if Hulk looks different, if Thor looks different, you probably get that. But I think that's like about it when it comes to movies that are coming out within the next year,
Yep.
because that comes out November 3rd of 2017. So you're already kind of cutting it, pretty far in advance.
Mm-hmm.
So anything there that I
Uh, not as far as Thor 3 goes.
Right, yeah. I think I've covered pretty much what they're even capable of showing at this point.
Yeah.
since it is so early. But that goes about with footage and act directors coming out. But if you remember earlier when I was talking about the Kong Skull Island, I think that's the movie she's in. Brie Larson's
Hmm.
already at Comic-Con,
Yep.
and there's reports earlier in a few months ago maybe that she was cast as Captain Marvel. I think they're just gonna confirm it there. She's there already, and if it's her, then they've got to do it there.
Right. It's definitely the place to do it. The
You'll
place will
get,
blow up probably.
yeah.
I'd assume. I mean, you get a great actress like Brie Larson, and you put her in a movie
Mm-hmm.
with a female lead character. It'll be the first female-led Marvel movie, I
Yeah.
believe. So that's kind of a big deal for them,
Well,
and it
it'll
would
be the
be
first like solo led because you have Ant-Man and the Wasp and she's the main
right,
character,
right.
but like solo woman film. So that'll be, and if you have like her picture up there in the back of her in costume or something,
Hmm.
saying she's gonna be in Infinity War, and while you're doing that, also announce the titles for Infinity War, like
That's a
the
good point too. Yeah.
like you can catch her first in Avengers, blah blah blah, and then they show like the new logo, her, and that's how you end it. I'd assume if they want to
Yeah,
go out with a bang.
I think that's a good way to end
That
their
way
stuff
you get
for
some
sure.
Avengers stuff, even though it's pretty far out. You
Hmm.
get some Captain Marvel stuff. So in theory, like excluding Spider-Man, because that's kind of a gray area, you'd be getting one, two, three, four, five, 6 movies information. Because I'm counting Avengers into 2 different movies.
Hmm.
Because I'm assuming they'd show the titles for both parts.
Yeah.
That would make sense. But yeah, for Marvel, I think if they're gonna go out, if this is their last year, they gotta go out with the bang, and I think that's a good way to cap their present at Comic Con for the last time.
Yep. That's definitely the way to go out.
Most definitely. So next you have Kevin Smith, who, most people don't even know outside of like the hardcore comic book fans. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up here for Hall H, like the big main events for Comic Con. So if you guys wanna, follow us on Twitter to make sure that while I'm tweeting, if I'm not dead, because I'm gonna be tired sleeping outside trying to get this information to you guys. Just follow us there on Twitter. You can probably follow me on my personal Twitter account. I might be like periscoping the line or something, showing you how crazy I am for making that line. I'll probably, be taking pictures of all the stuff I see there, and yeah, trying to win me some Deadpool Blu-rays. Woo!
And VHSs.
That's gonna be hard to do.
All right, so I guess that wraps it up for us here today. Thank you all for watching, and let us know if you have any other predictions for what they plan on showing off at Comic Con this year, or what you would like to see, even though it might not happen. But yeah, that's it. I think.
Yeah,
Cool,
that
cool.
wraps it up.
All right. Well, as I said, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yep. Bye bye.